Today we're looking at 3 tropical plants that I've personally trialled in various rooms of the house over the past 12 months, so I know that they work in my less than tropical environment. My house is in the dreary north of England with long, dark, cold winters. I'm north facing, and to top it all, I'm heavily shaded by 250-year-old trees. So if I can grow these plants in my house, so can you. Let's jump in. And we are in. Okay, so when it comes to houseplants, I want something that fulfills the following criteria, and I had a careful think about this. So firstly, it has to look interesting and unusual, of course. Why else would I grow it? Secondly, it has to cope with heavy shade and short days through winter. Number 3, it needs to grow slowly and need little intervention from me, especially in summer when I'm at my busiest. Number 4, it needs to cope equally well with low temperatures of around 7 degrees Celsius to highs of over 40. Thinking of conservatories here or heated greenhouses. Number 5, it needs to be tolerant of occasional neglect, like for instance when I go on holiday or when I forget to water it or look after it. And number 6, it needs to not be a maker of mess. We all know the plants, don't we, that leave a big old mess underneath them. So I'm not asking for much, am I? Well, today I think my 3 plants absolutely pass with flying colours for all those criteria. So let's take a look at the first of the 3 plants I'm going to show you today. So first of all, I'm starting with a Begonia Boweri hybrid, but no, not actually this one. This one is a popular one. It's called Tiger Paw, and there are several other variations on that name, and it's actually a terrific houseplant, and I do have it growing in the house at the moment. You're not actually seeing it at its best here because the higher light that I get from my grow lights in the hothouse kind of remove all those patternings and colours on the leaves. If you have it in a shadier place or a darker place, it will actually show far more colours and interest than you actually see here. But I'll put a few little shots up on screen there so you can see what it actually looks like close up. But that isn't the one that I'm talking about, but it's closely related. And I'm also not talking about Green Fever, which is another one that's actually on my wish list at the moment, which is a great plant, and it is a Begonia Boweri hybrid. The one I'm talking about at present is the one that I'm growing, of course, and it's called Begonia Boweri Zumba. Let's take a look at it. So here it is, and again I will do some shots of this so you can see it a little bit closer. Now this is actually native to Mexico. This is obviously a hybrid. The species Begonia Boweri is native to Mexico, and it's a foliage begonia. Don't get confused, foliage begonias, they still flower. They've not actually been grown for the flowers, they've been bred for the leaves. So this is a small rhizomatous begonia. For me, currently growing in the darkest room of the house, which is giving me the best colours. And that room is frequently down to 7 degrees Celsius actually in the depths of winter, but right now it's 30 degrees plus. Doesn't it look fabulous with all those lovely patterns and colours and shapes? It actually requires minimal watering, and the humidity is only average really for my house. So for example, it isn't in the kitchen, it isn't in a bathroom. So if you're after something easy to grow, slow growing, no mess, can cope with loads of temperature ranges, this might be the one for you. Next up, now if you're a little over enthusiastic with watering, as I occasionally have been known to be, and have a room in the house that can actually go very, very cold in winter yet burning hot in summer, again I'm thinking of conservatories here, which I know a lot of us in the UK grow our plants in, then look no further than the exotic looking and possibly hairiest plant in existence, Begonia longiciliata. Absolutely love this thing. It certainly makes a statement. It has huge dinner plate leaves, and additionally you've also got the patterning underneath the leaf, the veining, there's patterning on top of the leaf as well. This veining really does catch the sun at certain times of the day. It's kind of a burgundy colour, and the younger leaves are just incredibly hairy. I wonder if I can find one there. I mean, just look at these things. Really weird thing, absolutely wonderful, and definitely I think when people come to look at your plants in your house or just come to the house to visit, they won't miss this thing, will they? That's for sure. Now, I actually have it on good authority that this plant can go below 0 degrees Celsius if you keep it dry. So don't go planting it outside if you live in the UK. But it's also coped admirably here in the greenhouse with temperatures over 40 degrees this summer. So I was actually a little careless with the hose pipe a few weeks ago. Because it's so big, I've got it in a decorative pot with no holes in it. I overwatered it and the water drained through to the pot underneath, had nowhere to go, and built up and built up. And because of all the leaves, I forgot it was in a decorative pot, and of course it filled up with water, and it sat like that for weeks and weeks, and all I had to show for it was the odd yellowing leaf. And this is actually one of the oldest leaves anyway, which would anyway go yellow, so it's really coped with it. As soon as I've taken it out of that pot, no problem, it's back to full health again. So I think this plant is somewhere at the top of the list of looks hard to grow, but really isn't. Absolutely fabulous thing. You must get yourself one. And for my final choice for today, I'm going for a plant that's popular in plant circles already, and for good reason. But if you're new to houseplants and of a certain age, then you might be familiar with its cousin, the rather dour Swiss cheese plant. But dour certainly doesn't describe Monstera deliciosa albo variegata. Here is mine. Absolutely huge thing already. If you've got a large space to fill and are looking for something with impact, then this plant hits the spot every time. With its fenestrated, variegated leaves, its alien tentacles. Look at these things here, these roots, absolutely wonderful. Really unusual to see if you're not from a tropical place, certainly for us in the UK. It also has a huge tolerance for all sorts of conditions, despite its exotic looks. It's popular for a reason, of course. It doesn't mind shady conditions here in my house. It doesn't mind low temperatures, high temperatures. In addition to irregular waterings, it's a plant that definitely makes you look good as a grower without that necessarily being the case. And if it gets too big, you simply snip off the top. It's fine. You can sell them on eBay. People want these things. But a word of warning, don't let these roots touch anything, otherwise they stick to them. And if you are trying to then remove them, although they're easy to remove, they do leave stains. So all I do, if they get in the way, I just snip them off. They don't seem to mind whatsoever. To top it all, mine is in a tiny little pot. If you want yours to go absolutely huge, then of course you can get yourself a proper moss pole, not this coy one that I have here, and these roots will go into the moss on the pole. I don't want that. I want to keep mine as short as possible, as small as possible, so I'm keeping it in a really small pot. And you know, it doesn't seem to mind one little bit, as you can see. So, do you grow any of these plants? Any surprises to you? What would you add to my list of easy but exotic looking houseplants? Tell me in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed looking at the begonias earlier on, you might be interested in this video up here. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.